Okay, welcome. This is a tutorial about Telegram, the bot, how you can connect this to the spreadsheet in Google. It's really cool. First you go to Botfather, type it in here, and the Botfather can do all kinds of stuff for you. You click begin, and then you can create a new bot with typing this new bot. I can choose a name, let's say Mr. API bot. The username, well, let's take the same one. And now it's you get a token to access it, and you can work with it. So now we go to Google App Script, Drive of Google, and we click here on New, and then we open a new spreadsheet. Here, Google Sheets. And what Google offers in this spreadsheet is also a script editor that is called Google App Script. So we give this a name, bot, spreadsheet, and then data we click, or sorry, it's tools, script editor. And this is a really cool environment in the background of the spreadsheet that you can use to manipulate the spreadsheet or send emails and stuff like that. Okay, so first what we will do now is we will connect to the API of the bot, and we use this token for that. So I set the token here. Then I'm going to connect to the API here. So I need to know what the address is, and it is here. And getMe is the so I say Telegram URL, and then you see that the bot. This thing is the token, and then getMe, that will be the first thing we will ask. So we say var URL is Telegram URL plus getMe. Then there is this UrlFetchApp.fetch, and you can now fetch this URL. And the thing that you get back, you can save it as a variable. Then you can log it. It's not console log, but Logger.log. And you want to get the content text here. So if I do this now, and I run getMe, and I run it, and it connects. First I have to give permissions, of course. Now it will connect to the bot, Telegram, and it says true result, ID, first name, Mr. API bot. So now we can start to work with this. Well, what's a webhook? But it's an address that when you type something in here at the bot, so for example, so I created this Mr. API bot, so now I can look for Mr. API bot, bot. And it's here. Now I can talk to it. Hi. So every time I say something, then it's going to do nothing now because I have to set my webhook up. So if I set my webhook up, every time I say something, it will send a post request to this URL. So I'm going to send this to the URL. That's also really cool part of this Google App Script, because I can do this symbol here and deploy as a web app. Now it's important that I have to do anyone, even anonymous. I deploy it, and I get this address. So if I go to this address, well, nothing happens because function not found doGet. So when I make this function doGet here, I can return HtmlService.createHtmlOutput. Hi there. I have to save it, and then every time I add something, I have to save it as new version. So when I now go here, it will say hi there. But another cool thing about the web app is that you can send information and also post requests. So you can also have a doPost. And this is where Telegram works. So when you type in something, I will set the webhook to this address. So web app. And now I will set the webhook the same as here. Looks a bit the same, so I copy this. And I say set webhook. And then URL is the web app URL. And then I think this will work. Yeah, let's see. Set webhook. What kind of response do we get here? Okay, true, webhook was set. Right, so every time I type in something here, it will now go to this URL, send a post request, and the post request will be here. So now to see what happens, I can send myself an email. This is also a really cool function. So I use session, get effective user, that's of course myself, get email. This is the subject of the mail. We'll send a message or message sent to bot, and then here I can type in the body of the email. And what I do here is I stringify this object e, which is here, and I do that with these parameters so it looks nicer. Now again, every time you have to save this if you upgrade something. So now if I have to do the permissions for sending email. So if I type in something now here, hi, it will send an email because it will go to this URL and then send an email to myself. So let's see what I have received here. It's very exciting right now. Very exciting. Yeah, I've received something. So this is the object that's sent to the web app now. So I can now work with this thing. So I go back. I'm saving this so I can see how it works. So you can see that the most important thing is in the post data. So I can make this variable data, and it will go to post data and then contents. And now I can send myself this data object. We'll update it and see what I get. So I should get now this information right here. So let's see. That's, by the way, Dutch hoi for hi. So I get now this thing. Oh, it's the same. Probably I forgot to upgrade this thing. So I say hi again. And now I get a new email. And it's still the same because I still had E here, so it should be data, of course. I have to do this every time. And see what now. Yeah, so I get this thing, and you see that there's this strange symbols here. I can get rid of it because I'm stringify it, and I can also just send the data. And I can parse this thing. And now let's see what happens. Say hi again. And I get the object. Well, that's great. Now again, of course, I want to see how does this object look. So and now, yeah, finally I get really the information I'm looking forward to. I'm going to save this here so I can see, well, I'm programming what I need here. So for example, I can now further bring down the data, like for example text, which is sitting right here. So it's data.message and then .text. And I can look for the ID of the chat, of the person, by the way. So I go to chat ID. I can look for the name, data. Oh, by the way, I forgot the message here because it's nested in the message thing. So, and I can look for chat.firstName. It's also nice to add the last name to it. I'm really lazy, so I only type the LA. So get the name also. So I can also now create an answer. And I say hi and then the name. Thank you for your comment. And then the comment is the text that I get. And now I can send this answer by email to myself and see if this works. So let's see. I type in something, hi. Now I get an email sending to myself. And it says, hi Mr. Api, thank you for a comment, hi. Well, so that's working. But now I want to send this message not to myself by email, but to the user on Telegram. And you can also do that. And it looks a bit like setWebhook. So I connect to the API here. And I do here send message. And then I have to give an ID. And that ID is not ID but chat ID. And then of course also the text. And so I can send text, for example, like this. So now I could also send the text back to the ID. So what I will type in here is ID. This is the ID that I get from the message. And I send back the answer. So if I do this, it should work. So I say hi. And it says, hi Mr. Api, thank you for your comment, hi. You see that it's always changing the comment here. This is really nice. So the next step, I want to write the comment down in my spreadsheet here. So this is a spreadsheet, and I'm using the ID of the spreadsheet, which you can find here. I'm going to use this ID. So I say spreadsheet ID is this thing, and now here I'm going to use the spreadsheet app, and I could do this one, get active spreadsheet, but it will not work when I use this as a web app, because my web app doesn't have an active spreadsheet. So instead of that, I do open by ID. I use this ID that I showed you before. Then I'm going to get all the sheets first. Then get the first sheet. So that means the one on the left side, sheet 1 in this case. And I can now append a row here, which is an array of stuff. So I start with the date right now. That's by new date. I do that, and then the name text. Yeah, maybe first ID name text. Alright, and the answer also is also nice to edit. So now when I do this, I probably have to give permissions to also make use of the spreadsheet. So that's what you see here. But if I do this, it's really cool because now if I type in something here, hi, it's going to it's going to edit here. So this is the answer back. So I can easily add new stuff. That's really cool. So the next step I want to do is to make categories of stuff I want to put in the spreadsheet. And what I want to do is here, if I type in to do blah blah blah, then it will go to the to do sheet. And if I type in bucket list, it will go to a bucket list sheet. And so you get here a lot of sheets, and I can make new categories if I want. So let's see, how should we do this? Well, let's get rid of the Gmail send app. First we're going to see if the text here contains this thing. So at the beginning, so this is a regex, I want to see this in the text, and if that's the case, I'm going to look. So for example, if I typed in to do, it will say that this is true because at the beginning there is this sign in the text. So now I can find the sheet name by having this text sliced from the second character and then up to the first spacebar, and then is the sheet going to be the sheet name. Now the cool thing about the spreadsheet app is that you can, so I use OpenByD always, you can insert also sheet, and you can insert then the sheet name here, and then work with it because it will return this sheet as a sheet object. Now I can append row in this sheet, and now I can do the same as what I did in the first sheet, and it will append this now to a new sheet with this category name, but it will now add the complete text that it sends, also including this symbol and the sheet name. So I want to only insert the comment there. So what I do is I use this, but not the first item, but the second item. No, let's do slice one. That's better. So that's the other items that you can find, and then I have to join them again with the spacebar, and then I get the complete sentence after this. So when I have this blah 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 blah, it will check first. Okay, it's true. It starts with this thing. Then it will slice it and split it until the first bar, which is to do, which will be the sheet name. Then it will again split it and now take. So I get. Well, this is not really necessary, by the way. I get. It will be split and it will give an array of items, and then it will take these items and then join them again with a space. So I get just the text that's on the right side. Alright, so that's the comment. Let's see if this works. So I say to do hello, and now there's going to be a new sheet, and it says to do hello, and it took only hello. Great. let's try it with another one. And now it's probably not working because it's going to insert the sheet where the sheet name is already taken. So I have to check if the sheet name is already taken. So how can I do that? Well, I can open by ID again the current spreadsheet, look for the sheet by name, and then say if this exists, then I will take it, and otherwise I insert the sheet with this name. So when I now save this, I can add another to do and see if it works now. Yeah, it works now, so great. So, but the cool thing is I can now also do random shit, bucket list, kite surfing, and it creates a bucket list with kite surfing in it. So it's really cool. I've used this a lot, for example, in conversations when somebody tells me something about a cool book or a film. Then I can just do this and put the film there in this new sheet. And so it's really easy to make new lists. And it all works from your Telegram, from your phone. So that's really cool. So yeah, you can also send messages back. So what I do with sendText, and you use the ID. So this is your demo. You can do a lot more, and this is just the beginning, of course. But really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much, and subscribe.